think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather. We already know. We knew Crawford is a great fighter.
The comparison, listen, Crawford Mayweather would have been an amazing fight in their prime. Just like you insert Ray Leonard in there, just like you insert Ray Robinson in there. What a round robin that would have been.
He tried. You catch him, he want to catch you back. You know what I mean? You fighting Bud, he's not. Bud's not running from nobody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's where I felt that I had the upper hand in our competition.
Canelo responded to Terence Crawford accepting Floyd Mayweather fight offer by saying Crawford would beat him in the ring. He said Crawford is the stronger fighter today and has earned full respect for all he has done. Canelo said Terence is incredible and praised his sharp skill and timing. He believes Crawford has shown his level in many weight classes and that fans and experts should honor his talent. He said Crawford has won real respect across the sport.
I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather. We already know. We knew Crawford is a great fighter, and I did what I supposed to do, right? I tried for every way, and I trained really hard, and he deserved all the credit. No, I try my best tonight, and I just cannot figure out the style.
Was it something specific, the movement or his speed or power, or what? Was there something you could put your finger on that gave you the most trouble?
Everything.
Okay.
He have everything. You know what? Sometimes you try and your body cannot go, right? That's my frustration. Maybe I can figure out Crawford, but my body cannot go anymore. So I try it, but my body just not let me go. And you need to accept it. That's it. He's a great fighter. He's a good fighter. He know how to move and everything.
Garage Hackett shared his view on Canelo remarks about Terence Crawford by noting the difference between Canelo loss to Floyd Mayweather and Crawford win over him years later. Hackett said that when Canelo fought Mayweather at age 23, he was not fully grown as a fighter and did not have the sharp form and experience he has now. He said Crawford faced Canelo after he had already become the main name in boxing and one of its top champions. Hackett said this made Crawford win even bigger because it happened against Canelo at his peak, rather than the younger, less polished version who lost to Mayweather.
Heard that. What I think is, when Floyd beat me, I was 23, I wasn't polished. When Bud beat me, I was the man. I was the man. And he beat me fair and square. He beat me at my game and he beat me at his game. That's why Canelo said that. Do I believe that? It's tough to believe. We're not going to ever see Bud versus Floyd. And it's crazy. It's crazy because I would love to see that fight, but I know we're not going to see it. But I can only take Canelo's word because he's the man that's been in the ring with both of them. But I understand why he said it. I was a kid when I fought Floyd. He wasn't a kid literally, but he was young. He was young. There was a lot he didn't know. There was a lot he didn't understand about boxing that he later on learned and got better. But Bud beat the better version of me, even though it's the ran down version. I'm saying that because it is some wear and tear there with Canelo. I've been saying it the whole time. When a guy got almost 70 fights in current time, with all those big camps he's been doing and all that, trust me, it's some wear and tear there. I'm not making excuses for Canelo. I'm just saying, I do give Bud his credit though for beating Canelo, and Canelo understands I am a better fighter today than I was back then. But that's hard to say because Floyd, you know what I'm saying? I feel like Bud took maybe 20% of what Floyd did and added that to his repertoire for this fight. So that's why I'm saying it's tough to say that.
Joe Rogan said he was amazed by Terence Crawford win over Canelo Alvarez and called it something rarely seen in boxing. He pointed out that Crawford moved up 2 full weight classes at age 37, which almost no fighter has done at this point in a career. Rogan said no one has stepped up like that and beaten a fighter as strong as Canelo, which makes the moment historic. He said it was more than a simple win and showed the true level of Crawford and secured his place as one of the most outstanding athletes in the sport.
It's like you're watching, like, wow, towards the end, towards the final rounds, it really started getting comfortable and really started putting it on him. I'm like, this is amazing.
you know, one of those rare, like that's history, obviously, right? Watching somebody do, you shouldn't be able to do that. You shouldn't be able to fight at that weight for the first time ever
against one of the greatest,
greatest of all time, fucking, and do what you did. It is beyond, like, my favorite, an outlier. You're beyond an outlier. You're an anomaly.
Yeah. Something special. And
something really special.
I believe he's 37.
Yeah. One of those where you shouldn't be able to do that by any account. By any account. 37, my body was so wrecked. I'm like, fuck you. You know, I could barely go bowling.
You are watching and thinking wow as the final rounds start and he gets comfortable and begins taking over, and it feels amazing to see. It is one of those rare moments that feel like history because you are watching someone do something that should not be possible. You should not be able to fight at that weight for the first time against one of the greatest undisputed fighters ever and perform at that level. It goes beyond being a favorite or an outlier and makes you an anomaly and something truly special. At 37, most people cannot do that at all, and at that age my body was so worn out that I would say fuck you, I can barely go bowling.
54 pounders and it was in a young Canelo and a very tough Cotto who was punching very hard from 4 to 54. You know, remember Cotto had knocked out Delvin Rodriguez at 54. He'd still done some damage at 54, and I thought
won a title at 60.
Yeah, and I thought he knocked out Martinez at 60, and I thought he gave Mayweather a pretty good fight at 54. I don't know. I can't say I disagree or agree. I just think that Mayweather, because it's so far away, so long ago, you know, and people sort of start to underestimate the things he did. You know, people talk about Canelo takes his repertoire from the Mayweather repertoire. No, he doesn't. Mayweather fought ex-champions. This guy's fighting guys who will never even may never smell a belt in their life, and he was fighting them. So. You know, Mayweather, even if you're saying, he didn't fight the very best, he still fought champions and ex-champions, even at 47, even at 54.
Paulie Malignaggi shared his view on the debate about whether Floyd Mayweather or Terence Crawford is the greater fighter and said talks like this never end because each fighter comes from a different era with different challenges and conditions. Malignaggi said the comparison is fun for fans and experts, but it has no final answer since both men have strong reasons for greatness. He pointed to Floyd's record and long career and also praised Crawford for rising through many divisions and beating top-level fighters. For Malignaggi, the debate itself is what makes boxing exciting even without a clear winner.
Oh, absolutely. But Terence Crawford will whoop his ass. He would beat Floyd Mayweather. I'm telling you right now, he will beat Floyd Mayweather too. He will beat him too. He got everything it takes to beat Floyd. Floyd struggled in the first half against Zab Judah. Zab Judah, a damn terrific fighter. Terrific fighter, but he ain't no damn Terence Crawford. Especially from the southpaw position. Floyd didn't like fighting southpaws. Floyd reached with that right hand. You think he gonna reach against one of the best back foot counterpunchers in the game? He gonna reach with that right hand against Crawford? He gonna get slept reaching with that back hand. The way he reaches with that. That level change backhand he throws too? No, man, that pull jab he does too, that ain't gonna work. That is not gonna work. Floyd got a 72-inch reach. Yeah, he had quickness, fast reflexes. However, Crawford got all of that too. He got all of that too. And he got a 75-inch reach. Great counterpuncher. Can concentrate all night. Can put pressure on Floyd. He can even invite Floyd in. Yep. I noticed. Floyd's not having success. He started to step on the gas. That's what he do. And he gonna run into problems with Crawford because Crawford hits harder than him.
Timothy Bradley gave a strong take saying Terence Crawford has the tools to beat Floyd Mayweather as well. Bradley said Crawford has the right mix of intelligence, adaptability, power, and skill to deal with Floyd defense. He said Crawford can adjust during a fight, and his sharp timing would make him tough for Mayweather even in his prime. Bradley's view showed how much he respects Crawford's talent and why he believes the Omaha fighter belongs with the greatest boxers ever. To him, Crawford is not only good and has what it takes to pass even the most untouchable fighters.
See Bivol, Bud, next, since Bud's so strong. That's what I said. Why are you talking about 54? None of them dudes gonna get you up. If you truly beat Canelo, why not be the greatest fighter in the existence of boxing? Like, Bivol is the only dude to beat 2 undisputed active champions. Like, he beat Canelo as an undisputed champion, and he beat Better Beef as an undisputed champion. Bivol, historically, might go down as one of the greatest to ever do it. If you beat Bivol and you beat Canelo, I mean, Crawford might have surpassed TBE in Floyd. Floyd has never beaten someone as accomplished as Bivol. And forget about accomplishments like perceived threat. Who's Bivol on Floyd's resume?
Some people in boxing say that for Crawford to move beyond Mayweather legacy, he needs to take on a huge challenge against Dimitri Bivol. Bivol is known for his size, skill, and control at light heavyweight and would be a test that could lift Crawford's legacy even higher. These voices say that if Crawford beats Bivol, it would prove he can defeat a prime, bigger, and highly skilled opponent. They believe a win like that would remove all doubt and place Crawford above Floyd by showing he achieved something even Mayweather did not.
And Terence Crawford and his team stated that if he does stay in the sport of boxing and he does move down, he's not going to drop down below 160. And so it's being reported that Terence Crawford wants to become a 6th division champion. And a guy that he had his sights set on is now calling him out aggressively and daring him to come down and fight him. And that's Janibek, who is seen to be the best 160 pounder in the world. And he's the unified IBF and WBO 160 middleweight world champion. The middleweight division, 160, is a glamour division. There's the top 3 glamour divisions in the sport of boxing is welterweight, 147. Terence Crawford knocked out every opponent he faced at welterweight and became undisputed there.
Reports say Terence Crawford is looking to make history by becoming a 6th division world champion, a mark reached by only a few fighters in the sport. He is already known for winning in many weight classes and beating top opponents, and his push to go even higher shows his drive to test himself at every level. Talk of him fighting at middleweight has created real excitement across boxing, since it would mean entering the 160-pound division against fighters who are naturally bigger and stronger.
Disputed there. The next glamour division is middleweight, 160. That Marvin Hagler, made famous, many middleweights, Sugar Ray Robinson. It's a glamour division, right? Sugar Ray Leonard moved up there, Tommy Hearns. That's a glamour division. And obviously the division that carries the sport of boxing when it's on top is the heavyweight division. Then you can make a case for the lightweight division, so on and so forth, right? I would say the lightweight division is number 4. So Terence Crawford became a champion at lightweight, right? So with that said, you have Janibek, who's seen as the best fighter there. He's the IBF WBO champion.
Interest Janik Alm Connolly has put out a direct challenge to Crawford, telling him not to be scared and to meet him at middleweight. Janik, an undefeated champion with a rising name, sees this as a chance to earn a career-making fight against one of the best boxers of this time. For Crawford, taking this fight would not only be about legacy, but also a chance to show his control in another weight class. Whether it happens or not, the idea alone has sparked debate among fans and experts and has turned Crawford's next move into one of the most watched stories in the sport.
Terence Crawford, what did you do to actually get a win over him?
I agree with Augie. With what he said about Floyd, I'm going to say about Crawford. You got to punch with Crawford. You got to counter Crawford and punch with Crawford. You got to bang the body with Crawford. You got to stay on top of Crawford. You know what I mean? Fight him in that phone booth if you can. As I remember, that's exactly what I did. Crawford, he switches and all that. I don't get that. I don't get out my hookup with all the switching he does. But what tripped me out was he got low in the ring. Like, he kind of like cut his height down. I had a field day with that. He should have stayed tall. He cut his height down and I stayed in his chest, And you gotta counter Crawford. You gotta fight Crawford. And what I always thought about Crawford was he's easily taken out his hookup. I thought, maybe he fought his fight. I thought he fought my fight.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think he grew out of getting out of his hookup. I think
Because-
I think he learned how to just kind of adjust and do what needed to be done more
Break that
so
down
than
for us, guys. What do you guys mean the hookup? Break that down for us.
so,
What do you guys mean?
so yeah, you know what?
Getting caught up in a war?
I'll go ahead, Miguel. Like break down Bud getting caught out of his hookup.
Well, with Bud, I thought, but you can easily get Bud to fight you.
Back in the day. Yeah.
And Gamboa, showed parts of that. And Bud, all his fights, Bud fights you.
Yeah.
Bud gets, you know what I mean? Every fight I see Bud fighting, even still to this day. But I totally understand what Sean's saying. For sure. Bud's the truth. But when I see Bud fighting, you catch him, he want to catch you back.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You fighting Bud, Bud's not running from nobody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's where I felt that I had the upper hand in our competition.
Analyst looked back at Miguel Silky Smooth Gonzalez, the last fighter to beat Terence Crawford in the amateur ranks, and said that beating Crawford today would take exceptional preparation and skill like facing Floyd Mayweather in his prime. The analyst said Crawford has become one of the most complete fighters in boxing with sharp defense and precise offense. Just as Mayweather's style troubled challengers for years, Crawford now has that same feeling of being nearly untouchable. His skill to adjust, avoid damage, and hit accurately makes him the kind of opponent that fighters must train endlessly for just to have a shot.
Absolutely, but they're probably thinking the way we were all thinking that just because of the weight he should be okay because he's the naturally bigger man. But someone like Crawford, obviously, who's done what he's done, you have to be on the top of your game. And I felt with Canelo, it was probably too many single shots that he was throwing, but he wasn't throwing the usual singles and backing it up because he was getting counted. And
he wasn't allowed to.
Yeah, it wasn't just that Canelo was bad is what I'm trying to get at. Crawford was absolutely sensational on the night and the deserved winner and one of the best.
Because the other side of the
now.
argument would be that they actually thought they might be getting Crawford at the right time because he hadn't fought for a while and had some particular surgery. I mean, did it go, as I said to you at the top of the show, Bomek, I mean, I watched you in the corner and I thought it was a exercise in how a corner should be conducted in terms of the communication, the coherency of it, and the discipline behind who spoke, when they spoke, what they said, and what needed to be heard. Did the fight go exactly as you had mapped out in your mind and what you thought would manifest itself? Is this your last fight? Which really annoyed me with Max Kellerman going in and making that the stop part of his questions. Do you think, Bomek, that he gets the recognition and the appreciation that his achievements merit?
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Why do you think that is?
I think because of the simple fact that Terence is his own man. He knows the path that he wants to go. And some of the boxing critics or some of the boxing people around boxing figure he should go this route or he should go that route. When he didn't go that route and he went this route, he's ducking the other middleweights. The other welterweights. So he's ducking the 140 pounder. No, he's not ducking them. He's just not available. Well, he should have went this way. I didn't want to go that way. I wanted to go this way because that's the way I wanted to go.
Brian Bomac McIntyre, Crawford longtime trainer, shared his thoughts on the win over Canelo Alvarez. He said the fight was easy for Crawford and praised how well prepared they were for every situation. McIntyre also responded to criticism about Crawford career choices, noting that fans and analysts often suggest opponents they think he should fight. When Crawford does not take those fights, people accuse him of ducking. McIntyre rejected those claims, saying Crawford is just following his own path and not trying to meet other people's expectations. He said Crawford's legacy should be measured by the consistent success he has earned in the ring.
You study Floyd closely like I have, you will notice that he never wastes any steps while he's in the ring. He will pivot just enough to take away the angle from the person in front of him, then he will reset in the center of the ring, and his movement and his footwork was just perfect. And it was his feet that made him control every single fight, putting him in the perfect position to defend punches, then that small little sidestep either way to put him into the position to be able to land punches back. And he would also use his front foot to apply pressure with them small little steps, waiting for that moment to land them punches. And if you train boxing, you should be constantly working on the specific footwork things that you need to work on, because you might agree with me, but without good feet, nothing else matters.
Jeffrey added to the discussion by highlighting what made Floyd Mayweather untouchable in his era. He said Mayweather's brilliance was not just his defense, but also his footwork, timing, and skill in outsmarting opponents. Jeffrey explained that Floyd's movement was almost perfect, letting him frustrate even the top fighters. He also reminded fans that Mayweather faced and beat many legends during his career, proving his greatness. Jeffrey comments showed that while Crawford's achievements are amazing, Mayweather's career remains one of the most successful and technically impressive in boxing history.